let me just show you something really quick. When the did razors get this expensive?
Tell me, how are you making it on one income? I am a 45-year-old mom who got the degree, got the job, got the steady paycheck. My husband finally, for the first time in all of our years of marriage, has a steady job, a steady paycheck, but we still weren't making ends meet. How are you doing it?
Real quick, how is everyone affording anything right now? I feel like the prices keep going up and we just have to deal with it.
Yeah, great question. So the answer is we're not. My license plates are expired. I have a couple nicks in my windshield, but it's okay because I'm on my second iced coffee of the day. I mean, my license plates aren't going to keep me as happy as this iced coffee, I can tell you that. So, I don't know, YOLO. I don't even say YOLO. No one has said YOLO in a decade. Okay, that's enough.
Hey YouTube, people online keep having the same conversation lately, and it's usually not about one expensive purchase, but the feeling that everything costs more than it should. In this video, we're looking at different perspectives on that trend, because a lot of people seem to be noticing the same patterns in everyday life. The bigger question is why so many people feel like they're putting in the same effort as before, but getting less in return.
This here right here don't make no damn sense to me. How come back in the day, corporations made so much profit that they could afford to pay American skilled laborers enough money every year that a single member of a household could go and work at a factory for 40 to 50 hours a week, maybe pulling in some of that overtime, but that man could go out and work 40 and 50 hours a week. The wife could stay home and raise children. And he brought home enough money that he could provide a life for his family. He could provide a roof over their head. He could put food in their stomachs. He could put gifts under the tree. He could take them on vacations every single year and be the sole provider in his household, working at a factory job. How come these companies managed to make so much profit that they could completely tear down and redesign their most popular vehicles every single year? You think I'm playing with you? You can tell what year a car is based on their taillights. Go look at an Impala throughout the 60s. Tell me you can't tell what year it is based solely on what taillights it has. Whereas nowadays, you can't tell the difference between a 2013 and a 2017 on most vehicles. You can't tell the difference between them. You got manufacturers that'll make a car and it'll look exactly the same for damn near a decade. And yet, you can't afford to pay your employees a living wage. You can't afford to not outsource. You can't afford to use good quality products. You got cars that were built in the 60s that are still on the road today, driving around. You got cars built in the 70s and the 80s still running. I got a truck that I drive on a daily basis older than I am. And I don't put shit into it. I just keep it running. I maintain it. I'm not over here throwing money into the motor every other week. It's not breaking down on me constantly, but it's older than me. And yet we can't build a car today with all this technology, all these years of advanced development. We can't build a car today that'll last 10 years. Something's wrong with that.
Did y'all see that video of the guy who went into Walmart to buy burgers, potatoes, buns, and some oil, and he was saying that it cost him over $50? I seen someone comment, oh, you're buying the most expensive things. That's not the point. The point is we shouldn't have to downgrade our preferences because the economy is trash. We're working just as hard and not being paid what we should to be able to keep up with the prices. So now everything's got to downgrade. Now we can't afford this. Now we can't afford that. So my point is, don't downgrade somebody else's experience because it's not your reality. That's what he's used to buying. And it's still ridiculous. $27 for 12 burgers? Crazy.
One thing that seems to annoy people more than the big purchases is all the little charges that keep appearing everywhere. It's not necessarily that one fee is going to ruin someone's budget, but when every company wants one extra dollar here and another charge here and another add-on somewhere else, people start noticing. A lot of things that used to feel included now feel optional. Then somehow the optional thing becomes the thing you actually wanted in the first place. Companies obviously want to make money. That's nothing new. What's changed is that people seem more aware of every attempt to get them to spend more now. Even something small can feel frustrating when it happens over and over again. It creates this feeling that every transaction has layers to it now. You see one price and end up paying another. You buy one thing and get offered 3 more things before you're even done. People aren't just looking at the final number anymore. They're paying attention to how they got there. When enough of those experiences stack up, it starts feeling like you're constantly being squeezed. That's why conversations about affordability aren't always about massive expenses. Sometimes they're about hundreds of tiny expenses that quietly added up in the background.
I worked my ass off today on a Saturday, came to get groceries, and I just spent $420 on groceries for about 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah. And I got some shit to wash my ass with. Yep, got some shampoo, some antibacterial soap, conditioner, some soap for my child, groceries, some stuff to wipe our ass with, and mind you, did not even get meat, didn't even get chicken, didn't even get beef. Got bread, rice, beans, potatoes, macaroni, frozen vegetables, stuff to wash our ass with. $400, and I did get dog food. $420. And I work. I do like 50 hours a week. I'm a 1-income house. I have 1 child. What the fuck? It's like it gets worse and worse every time I go to the I dread going to the grocery store. I dread it. I didn't even get shit I wanted. Like I saw some shit that like I wanted to try, and I knew it was like healthier. God, if I would have gotten it, it would have been $500. And I'm feeding my dad, myself, and my child. And I have a little boy, and he's 6, and he's starting to eat me out of fucking house and home. I didn't even get hair color. I do my own lashes before y'all say anything. These are press-ons, bitch. I do these myself. I paint my own toes. I dye my own hair. It needs it. You see the brown? I don't do shit for myself anymore. It's getting worse and worse. And it cost me almost $70 to fill up my truck. Genuinely, I don't know how much longer. I don't know how much. I can't work any more than I work. I genuinely don't know. Like, I can't save any money.
Biggest silent recession indicator was when we started charging extra for dips. Like, what do you mean it's 4 nuggets to a sauce, McDonald's? We're creating conversion charts for dips now? You're telling me how to eat my food? It's everywhere. I mean, Domino's has been doing this for years, where it's like, you want garlic sauce or ranch? 75 cents. And now I went to Cane's last night and I was like, hey, can I get an extra one of the sauce that you clearly make and package in-house? And she was like, I'm gonna have to charge you. You're not gonna have to do anything. You can just give me the sauce and I'll be on my way. I already bought the product. I have 4 tenders. You mean to tell me that the one sauce you provide me is gonna cover enough chicken surface area for me to last the entire meal? Get real, Cane's.
Another thing that keeps coming up is how normal side hustles have become. Not that long ago, having extra income streams felt like something only a few people were doing. Now it feels like almost everyone has thought about it. You hear people talk about selling things online, freelancing, delivering food, starting businesses, or finding some other way to make extra money. Part of that is opportunity. The internet made a lot of these options easier than before, but it also reflects on how people think about income now. A lot of people don't look at one paycheck and feel completely secure. Instead, they're constantly thinking about ways to create a backup plan. The interesting part is how common this mindset has become. Even people who aren't struggling financially often feel pressure to earn more. There's this sense that standing still financially means falling behind. That changes how people think about work altogether. Instead of asking how much free time they have, people start asking how much earning potential they're leaving on the table.
The national average for a gallon of gas is $4.50. A lot of people are talking about it. We should be, but what else should we be talking about? The national average for a studio apartment rent is $1,711. Most markets are much more expensive than that. The national average for childcare costs is $1,250 per child. And the national average for infant childcare is significantly higher than that. The national average for healthcare costs is over $15,000 per person annually. The average family of four is spending $1,000 per month on groceries. But the government had full court press yesterday with a number of cabinet members to inform the American people that 1 in 3 Americans are under-babied. We're not having enough children. We need to give them more babies. This is a crisis. Meanwhile, the United States government is $39 trillion in debt, and to date, in just the last few months, we've spent $29 billion on the war in Iran, which most experts say we cannot win and there is no end in sight for. I wonder, it's a real head scratcher, why Americans aren't having more children. We'll have to dig into the research on that one. I wonder, beyond the affordability crisis, which this government says is a Democrats' hoax, if it also has to do with the fact that pedophiles, people who have abused and trafficked children, appear to have no consequences at all. And in fact, are allowed to run the country. Fuck you.
One of the biggest themes behind all these conversations is the feeling that expectations keep getting adjusted downward. People work hard, earn money, and then find themselves making compromises they didn't expect to make. Maybe it's buying a cheaper version of something. Maybe it's cutting out purchases that used to feel normal. Maybe it's delaying goals that once seemed realistic. Over time, these decisions start stacking up. What's interesting is that people aren't always comparing themselves to other people. A lot of the comparison is happening between expectations and reality. People grow up imagining what certain milestones will look like, then they get older and realize those milestones cost more, take longer, or require more planning than they expected. That gap creates a lot of frustration. Not because people expect everything to be easy. Most people understand that life has always required hard work. The frustration comes from feeling like the reward for the work doesn't stretch as far as it once did. And whether someone agrees with the idea or not, it's probably one of the biggest reasons these conversations keep showing up online. At the end of the day, when people talk about prices, groceries, side hustles, and affordability, they're usually talking about something bigger. They're talking about the kind of life they thought they'd be able to build and how difficult it feels to reach it right now.